Alright, I decided to go riding around in my power chair. I haven't rode in my power chair in probably a year. So we had to charge it up so I would be sure for one thing, if it took a charge. So now I'm trying to ride it around and see how it works. I rode it around for a few minutes before I started the video, but like I said, I really haven't rode around in the chair for, maybe since John died. Maybe since my son died. I don't remember. But if I'm not going to drive, I need to be able to get around in my wheelchair. That's my current theory. So, that's what I'm doing. We have some sidewalks in some parts of town that I can use to go back and forth on. So, that's what I'm doing today, is trying to go back and forth on the sidewalk, and on the side of the road, at least until I get used to driving it again. The battery's going down pretty fast, but I'm thinking that is because it hadn't been charged or used in a while. So I'm gonna try charging and using it. At least for a while, and see how this works. We shall see. It's not going very fast, or not as fast as I used to remember it going, but I've also had the wheelchair for a long time. It's quite possible it's time for a new wheelchair, and I just haven't figured that into my equation right now. I'm going to go around this bank and through the drive-through. I really am not far away from my house. I live a half a block away from the market basket from the grocery store, and I live across the street from a bank that is called the bank. So, if the wheelchair does go kaput, then I will be able to call my daughter and get her to bring my manual chair to go back pretty quick. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Good morning.
Morning.
Trying not to get people on the video. People that don't want to be anyhow. Let's try and go around one more time. I have a friend that lives probably about 6 blocks away from here. His wife died here 2 or 3 years ago, but I could go to his house and visit. He used to have a pretty serious garden and fruit trees, but I haven't been there in a really long time. But I could, right? As long as I keep running around in my wheelchair here and there. So one thing is I like about banks is they always have cool flowers and things all over. Yeah, but considering that my wheelchair has been sitting up for a while, it certainly seems to be working. Wonder if Domino's still outside. I told her to come sit outside on my bench while I bebopped around the parking lot. Let me see if I can go get at an angle where I can see her. She was complaining it was already hot, so she might have escaped in the house. Nope, there she is. I can see her and one of the grands sitting there waiting on me. I think since they decided to, well, the grand, since he decided, saw me outside, he decided he could be out too. So instead of just going one block, I'm going to try and go the second block down this way and see how that works. Riding in your wheelchair really is an exercise like walking in your power chair, but it does use muscles that, core muscles that I don't normally use. So, at least I'll get that little bit of movement going on. Maybe sometime I can do my lives like this. I don't know. Something different, and you get up out of the house. That is my goal, to get up and do things that I haven't been normally doing since, I say since my son died, but really I had broke my arm before my son died, so it was actually even before that when I stopped doing almost everything. When I had broke my arm. You see all the cracked and crumbly streets. Even in my small town, the streets are worn out. And then over here, I can get back on the sidewalk again. Nice thing about living in a small town, there's semi and mostly friendly people all over the place. Alright, back on the sidewalk again. Nice, well-kept yards. My yard is kind of low in some places, which it makes it kind of moist. It needs more dirt, but I don't believe my landlord is interested in putting a whole lot of effort into it. Not at this point in time. And the house itself is up on a slab, so water doesn't get into the house, so it works out okay. Cheap and clean. But it is a pretty neighborhood here. When I get up here, I'll be able to check on Domino and the Grand again. I can remember when they put these sidewalks in town. Though they've been putting in the fiber optics lately, so I don't know if they're still... Yep, there they are. Domino and the Grand. So I don't know if they're going to be putting any more sidewalks anytime. Oh, they didn't. Seems like they didn't last summer, so I don't know if they're going to this summer. I'll have to wait and see. But lots of roads that didn't have any sidewalk now have a sidewalk on one side, which is great. Let's see, how long have I been running around? So like I said, I've been outside for a while, and it says I've been running around for about 12 minutes. Let's go around the bank one more time. Look at stuff around here. We'll get a better look at these flowers. It's a pretty purple color. Purple and maroon, I think. No, I don't want to go through the water puddle. Yep, grandson is up looking for me. He must have lost track of where I was at. Oh, now he saw me. He's gonna go back in the house. I bet you he got hot. Hot or aggravated, one of the two. Well, I'm back at my house. I am headed to go in. I think this was a good ride for not having ridden in my wheelchair in quite a long time. And I'm going to work on Rose to get her to charge the battery again. and maybe go for a longer ride next time. Y'all take care. Bye.